If Georgia and Farah work together, it takes them 8 minutes to clean the espresso machine at their coffee shop. Alone, Farah takes 12 minutes less than Georgia to clean the machine. If X is the number of minutes it takes Georgia to clean the machine by herself, the situation can be represented by the equation. How long does it take Georgia to clean the espresso machine by herself? Give us the equation here, so I'm going to flip over to paper, starting with, first of all, what is the common denominator? And the thing about this particular denominator is that there's nothing alike in any denominator. So all that we have to do to find our common denominator is we're going to multiply all three of them together. These denominators multiplied by 1 over x plus 8x times x minus 12 multiplied by the fraction 1 times x minus 12 times 1/8. And when we multiply every term in this equation by the common denominator, things are going to cancel out. On this first term, only the x's are going to cancel out. But we're left with 8 times x 12 times 1. And you may or may not need to write the 1. When we look at the next term, the x minus 12's cancel out. And we're left with 8x times 1. Same thing there. You may or may not need to write the 1. And it's going to actually happen in this third part of the equation. The 8's this time are going to cancel out. And we're left with x times x minus 12 times 1. And our last term here, and there, that looks a little bit better, at least easier to manage. And we're going to distribute as well as here. So we have 8x minus 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 1 is 8, 9, 96, plus 86 equals x squared minus 12x. And if we combine like terms over here on the left side, we've got 16x. We have to factor this equation. And because squared on the right side of the equation is positive, I'm going to move everything to the right side, starting with the 16x. So we have negative 96 equals x squared minus 28x. And let's move the 96 over. We get x squared minus 28x plus 96. Oh, a little bit behind here. 1 times 96 is 96. We're looking for factors that combine to be 28. So 1 and 96, 2 and 48. Looking at the factors, 2 times 48. 96 divided by 3. 3 and 32. 96 divided by 4 is 4 and 24, which I believe is what I think this is going to be. 4 and 24. And let's see if that works, because if we do negative 4 and negative 24, we will combine to be negative 28 when we're splitting the middle. So we get 0 equals x squared minus 4x minus 24x plus 96. And then we look at the groups here. The greatest common factor in our first group is x. And then we're left with x minus 4. Biggest number that divides into 96 and 24 is 24. Negative 24x divided by negative 24 is x. And then 96 divided by negative 24 is negative 4. So when we factor here, we've got x minus 4 from both groups and x minus 24 from both groups. And then as we take a look at this last step, then we're going to take x minus 4 and set it equal to 0, and x minus 24 and set it equal to 0. And we get x equals 4. and x equals 24. Which, if I remember correctly, and it might be nice if you could see this stuff, if I remember correctly, both of those answers are answers on Edmentum, so we need to figure out which answer we need, because they are both answers here. And again, we're looking at how many minutes it takes Georgia to clean by herself, and it says that Farrah takes 12 minutes less than Georgia. So if Farrah takes 12 minutes less than Georgia, then that's not going to work for us, because 4 minus 12 would be a negative number, so it must be the 24. We had the two choices, but again, we have to go back and look at the problem to make sure that we get our correct solution there.